Alright, so what's up, everybody? The Toronto Raptors, they've started the 2020 to 2021 NBA season 1-6 as of January 8th, 2021, almost at 2020. I don't think it's the start that many people expected for this Raptors team. They were a championship team in 2019 and a solid playoff team in 2020, but it seems like this team is a little stuck. Kyle Lowry's on an expiring deal, he's 34. Van Vliet just got his bag, Siakam got his bag, and Anunoby got his bag. They don't have much cap flexibility. And they haven't started off the season great. And a lot of it's been due to their key guys. Siakam, he just played well in his last game. I took these stats before his last game, but he was averaging 17, 7, and 4 on 41% from the field and 30% from 3, with 4.6 fouls and 3 turnovers a game. He's looking like what Julius Randle looked like last year, and he's spinning his way out of All-Star conversations, and that has contributed to this 1-6 start. Big booty Kyle Lowry, you see him right there. Still the best player on this team according to 2K and according to me, and he's the greatest modern Raptor, I would say. He's averaging 19, 4.5, and 8 assists on 41% from the field and 35% from 3. You know, he's always been a good defender, gritty guy, get your points, get your assists. He's still a very impactful player for this Toronto Raptors team, but he's, on the wrong side of 30 by a good amount at this point and on an expiring contract. Freddie V, I don't know if anyone calls him Freddie V, but he's averaging like 22, 5 and 5, or 5 and 6, 6 and 6, something like that. On decent splits, pretty good defense, but he's, small, so he can defend some smaller guys very well, but like I said, he's small. Did I mention that he's small? He's looked great, I would say, but other guys need to step up. And also in 2K, he drops after year 1, which I know, which kind of sucks ass. Did they do a new roster update actually now that I'm looking at it? I don't know, maybe I'll figure it out, but I'm pretty sure Siakam was not an 84. Seems kind of low, but whatever. OG Anunoby, Norman Powell, and Aaron Baines have kind of disappointed to start the year. And the rest of this team has been except Boucher. He's been a really good bench piece, and I loved him in that Raptors versus Pelicans game they had a few nights ago. But yeah, they're 1-6. I still expect them to make the playoffs. However, this is definitely not a championship level team with the Bucks, Heat, Celtics, Nets, even Sixers, Pacers ahead of them in their own conference. Heck, even the Knicks are ahead of them, but not for long probably. But let's do a few-year rebuild and try to get them back to the promised land. I'm gonna try to do this realistically as well, which is gonna be really hard due to all the bigger, long contracts that they have. But we'll see. In this first year, I don't think I'm going to do too much. I don't really see Alex Len getting playing time on this team, nor do I see Stanley Johnson getting playing time on this team. So I might try to package Alex Len and Stanley Johnson in a deal. This is not a realistic trade. I saw Peyton Pritchard. The Celtics would never give him up. Doesn't seem like too much going on here. I would take Desmond Bane from the Grizzlies. They have a lot of wing guys. They might want Alex Len now with Jaren Jackson Jr. out, so I'll do this trade. It doesn't seem like much of anything. But I'm just going to kind of simulate to the trade deadline, and we're going to see what's happening. If we want to make a trade, we will. I don't really know how this team's going to do. I'm not sure actually how they do in 2K usually in year 1. But this is going to be the rotation for year 1. Kyle Lowry getting 36, Van Vliet 32, Anunoby 27, Siakam 32, and Baines 27. Yeah, I'll start Baines, and then we'll have Boucher off the bench, Norman Powell, Terrence Davis, and I don't particularly want Matt Thomas getting minutes, actually. I might give some minutes to Malachi Flynn and change, Norman Powell to the small forward / shooting guard. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put him to a small forward. He's going to stay the same overall. He got bumped up in the roster there, I saw. I guess he's a higher 77 overall than he was before. Make him a backup shooting guard. And then we're going to go back to the rotation, do this, and instead of giving those minutes to Matt Thomas, we'll give a few to Matt Thomas. We'll give him 6 off the bench just to be a sharpshooter. But we're also going to I'll give 9 minutes to Malachi Flynn off the bench, just because he's a young piece for this team. These rest of the guys, I might send Desmond Bane to the G League, which I will do. And then we are going to simulate to the trade deadline. So I will see you guys at the trade deadline. I'll let you know what our record is. Also, I'm going to turn team chemistry off. Just thought I'd let you guys know that. As you can see in the bottom right corner, 26 and 28. I'm going to look at the player stats, and let's look at the standings. Where does that actually put us at 26 and 28? That looks like 6th place, and we're about a half a game out of being out of the playoffs. So it's definitely really, really tight in this Eastern Conference. Looking at our player stats, Siakam's averaging 21, Lowry's averaging 18 and 7, Van Vliet's averaging 15 and 6. That's pretty much the main guys on our team. I don't really think there's another trade for right now. Desmond Bane looks like he's improved to a 75. Malachi Flynn's a 73. Yeah, there aren't really any trades for this team right now, so I'm just going to simulate past the All-Star, unless Terrence Davis. Terrence Davis is the only really trade candidate that I could see, with him and Norman Powell being off the bench. So I could test the waters of what a Terrence Davis trade would look like. Maybe throw him in with Matt Thomas. We get Furkman Korkmaz and a second-round pick. I'm going to look through these picks and let you guys know if there's anything that intrigues me with Terrence Davis or someone else on this team. So I'm going to do this trade right here with the Suns. Chris Dunn and a 2025 unprotected Suns first-round pick and for Patrick McCaw and Terrence Davis. Terrence Davis is probably going to ask for like $15 million next year in free agency, and I don't think we have the money to spend on him like that. And this Suns team already has Cameron Payne as a backup, who's honestly been pretty solid this year, and they have Langston Galloway, so I don't think they'll mind too much on giving up Chris Dunn. And they get a good score behind Devin Booker off the bench and Terrence Davis and Patrick McCaw to make the salaries work. So we're going to do this trade. We're going to reset our rotation a little bit, and then we're going to have Lowry, Van Vliet, Anunoby, Siakam, and Boucher starting. I guess he's taking the starting role over Baines. And then we're going to have Powell, Chris Dunn, Aaron Baines, and we're going to once again give most of these minutes to Malachi Flynn off of the bench. We'll give him another few minutes. I think we'll give him 12 minutes. And Matt Thomas getting a few minutes off the bench. So we're 26 and 28. Let's hope we can make a playoff push and maybe make it out of the first round in the playoffs this year. Let's try. At the end of the season, Giannis actually wins his third MVP in a row. Again, the three-peat in terms of MVPs. Let's see if he can actually make it anywhere in the playoffs, though. 33, 15, and 6. Anthony Edwards, Rookie of the Year, averaging 23. Spencer Dinwiddie, man, I hope he gets better soon. Sixth Man of the Year, averaging 19 and 7. Giannis is also Defensive Player of the Year, and John Morant's most improved, averaging 27 and 9.5. Another guy to get well soon, you know. His is just a high ankle sprain, so hopefully he can recover. Frank Vogel, 16-22 Coach of the Year. Here's the All-NBA first team, second team, and third team. Your defense teams and your rookie teams. We'll take a look at our final player stats. A little bit of a tongue twister for you there. Siakam, 21 and 8 with 3 let's try again. Pascal Siakam, 21 points, 8 rebounds, and 3 assists. Kyle Lowry, 17 and 7. Van Vliet, 16 and 5.5. Norman Powell, 14 off the bench. Boucher, 11 and 9. Aaron Baines, 9 and 7. OG Anunoby only had 9 and 5 as the starter, but he shot pretty well and shot pretty well from 3. I might have to up his shot tendency. That's actually something I'm going to do right now. He's got a 45 shot tendency. That's got to be up to 65 at least. So we're going to up his to a 65. We're going to put Siakam's, I think, down to 80, and we're going to put Lowry's up to 70 for right now. And we're in the first round of the playoffs. We're actually not there. We finished season 39 and 43, and we must have just missed out on the playoffs. The Atlanta Hawks were 40 and 42, and we in the Magic were 39 and 43, and we missed the playoffs. You know, obviously that changes need to be made for this Toronto Raptors team. This was kind of my plan the whole time, was to not make changes in the first year, but it showed. I mean, this could happen in real life. The Eastern Conference is not amazing or anything, but they started off the year bad, and so did we, and they don't have as much talent as was previously thought of. So we're going to have the Boston Celtics and the Warriors in the finals, and the Warriors are going to sweep the Celtics, and Steph Curry's your MVP, averaging 40 and 7 assists. Crazy. Alright, player retirements, not important. So we don't have anything in the draft lottery. We're going to head to the NBA draft, and we're going to see if there's any moves to be made in the draft, whether it be, you know, drafting our player. We are going to have a lottery pick, actually. So I probably should have actually checked that. So I'm going to sim to our user pick. And we have the 11th overall pick, so that's not a bad pick, actually. Looking at our current roster, we still have Siakam, Van Vliet, Anunoby, Desmond Bane, who's up to a 77, Jalen Harris is up to a 75. Malachi Flynn's up to a 74. So a center might be the play. I think Boucher would be a really, really good backup big man. I'm not sure how much I like him starting. So looking at the prospects still on the board, Scotty Lewis is on the board. He's a shooting guard. Scotty Barnes, Ariel Porty, Aktasha Schwebe. I kind of like Scotty Barnes or Scotty Lewis. I guess we could have him or Fred VanVleet be our sixth man. He seems like an all-around good scorer, good defender, not a great playmaker, but good athleticism and a potential. I think that Scotty Lewis might be the move to go with here. I am going to trade finder maybe Desmond Bane and our 11th pick to see if we can get anything good for him. But if not, I'll be taking Scotty Barnes, the shooting guard, as our 11th overall pick. So we signed Scotty Barnes, who's only a 75 overall, but hopefully we can develop him into a player that's going to get good minutes on our rotation. Norman Powell accepts his player option. Chris Boucher, we're going to accept his team option. Chris Dunn declines. Aaron Baines, I think we'll use in a sign-and trade, so I'm going to sign him, but I plan on trading him probably during free agency. Matt Thomas will accept, DeAndre Bembry will decline, and Paul Watson will also decline. And then that brings us into the moratorium period. So we have bird rights on Kyle Lowry. We're going to plan to keep him. You know, he's kind of a Raptors guy for life. I'm planning on giving him like a 1+1 team option kind of deal. A 1-and-1 for $55 million. That sounds about right. DeAndre Bembry and Chris Dunn. Chris Dunn, I could use as a backup point guard. I would give him a 1-year deal maybe for $6 million. And then we do still have some money, I believe, to work with in free agency before we sign Kyle Lowry. So Rudy Gay, JaVale McGee, it's not too much intriguing talent, but we could go with like a Josh Hart, you know? He's still kind of young. So we'll go with Josh Hart and give him a 1-and-1 contract as well for about $14 million and see if he accepts that. So all of them accept. The Pelicans match that offer sheet. Okay. So that leaves us with maybe Luwawu Cabarro. We could offer him a 1-year deal for $6 million. See if he accepts. He does. So at the end of free agency, we get all of those guys. So there's not too much else I have planned. I do want to do a bit of a sign-and trade with Aaron Baines and maybe Desmond Bane or Luwawu Cabarro, the guy we just signed. You know, these guys don't have any attachment to my Toronto Raptors team, so I wouldn't mind Buddy Hield in a first-round pick. See, that's a really, really interesting offer. Buddy Hield is probably not particularly happy in Sacramento. Let's see, I'm trying to check his morale. Yeah, not particularly happy. And we also get a first-round pick for Aaron Baines, Luwawu Cabarro, and John Conchar. This isn't something we have to keep, but I think I like this trade. Just looking at the rest of these trade offers really quickly, I don't think we're going to find anything as good as that trade offer. So we're going to accept that. And through free agency, we're probably going to have to sign a few more guys just to fill out our rotation. Damian Dotson, yeah, the GOAT. So I'll let the game do the rest of my free agency signings, and we can go to player progression and see what our team's going to look like. I think Fred VanVleet and Kyle Lowry are both going to decline, but hopefully they don't decline too much. Kyle Lowry goes down 2 to an 84, and VanVleet goes down 3 to an 82. It's not great. Anunoby goes up 4, though, so that's a really good jump. Siakam still goes up 1 to an 85. Hield's an 80. Boucher didn't seem to go up. Desmond Bane went up 5. This Jalen Harris guy went up 9. Okay, we could use him as a trade piece. And Malachi Flynn's a 75 as well. And we have Scotty Lewis. In training camps, I'm probably going to send Malachi Flynn and Scotty Lewis to untapped potential camps. We're going to load the 2022 draft class. I used this 2021 draft class. I'll use the 2022 draft class by the same guy. And when we go to training camps, we're going to send untapped potential to Scotty Lewis. Yep. And we're going to send untapped potential to, not Kyle Lowry, he's kind of past his prime, Malachi Flynn. And now looking at our roster, I'll look at it from the coaching perspective. We have Kyle Lowry, Buddy Hield, OG Anunoby, Pascal Siakam, and Chris Boucher. I don't mind Fred VanVleet coming off the bench. I actually kind of like that. Chris Dunn is still here. He doesn't need to get that many minutes. I'm going to probably give him closer to 16. We have Desmond Bane off the bench now. Jalen Harris and Malachi Flynn, with Scotty Lewis also not really getting minutes. So there's a bit of a crowded rotation here. We got a lot of 75s to 77s, so I think we're going to do something about that. Desmond Bane is still young, so we're probably going to keep Desmond Bane. Norman Powell is on an expiring deal, but he might want to re-sign. If he wants to re-sign, he wants to test free agency. He wants very little, and we will have his bird rights, but Desmond Bane is younger, so we should probably just trade Norman Powell now. Let me see, there's one guy who I think could be pretty interesting. I'll let you know if I can get him. So I didn't expect that trade to actually go through, but we got Precious Achiuwa from Miami Heat and Royce O'Neal in exchange for Malachi Flynn, Chris Dunn, Damian Dotson, a first-round pick we got from the Suns, and our own second-round pick in 2025. So looking at the new rotations, we got Kyle Lowry, Buddy Hield, OG Anunoby, Pascal Siakam, and I would rather have Chris Boucher starting, I think. I might have him come off the bench as a power forward / center. Then we have Van Vliet, Boucher, Norman Powell, and Desmond Bane. So I'm going to send Scotty Lewis. I'm going to sign this Jalen Harris guy. And then I'm going to send Scotty Lewis down to the G League. And I'm also going to change Precious Achiuwa's position to power forward and make him a secondary center. So he'll come off the bench. Chris Boucher will start, and I'm also probably going to change Norman Powell back to a shooting guard because we have Desmond Bane coming off the bench already. Well, at that point, we can actually have Jalen Harris play. Let's see, he's a good mid-range shooter, amazing three-point shooter. We might trade Norman Powell at the trade deadline, or right now. We might explore offers for him right now. Not really an offer I see here. Clint Capella is kind of interesting. Then we could have Boucher and Achiuwa coming off the bench, and we also get a second-round pick out of that. What is the Hawks team looking like? Is this a trade that they would do? Clint Capella is not particularly happy with the way things are going right now. He didn't have an amazing season last year, and the Hawks at the center position have Enes Kanter, and they still have John Collins and Gallinari and Okongwu. So they do have a bit of a logjam with a power forward, and they probably play one of these two guys at the center. So I'm fine doing this deal, and we can get Norman Powell and Royce O'Neal for Clint Capella and the second-round pick. So with that, we actually have our new rotation: Kyle Lowry, Buddy Hield, OG Anunoby, Pascal Siakam, and Clint Capella, with Van Vliet, Achiuwa, Boucher, and Desmond Bane off of the bench. So I'm going to simulate to the trade deadline, and I think this team is a lot better than what it was last season, and I'm hoping we can definitely make a playoff push this season. So I'll see you guys at the trade deadline. So approaching the trade deadline, we're 27 and 24, not exactly where we'd like to be, but I don't see any more trades to happen for this team. We're still running a 3.5-star balanced rotation with Nick Nurse, A+ in offense and defense. This is the current lineup we're running rotation-wise: Lowry, Hield, Anunoby, Siakam, and Capella. I'll show stats at the end of the season. But yeah, I think we're just going to have to roll with this. Clint Capella is a free agent, but worst case scenario, we have Precious Achiuwa go to the center position, and we'll figure out the rest in free agency. So we're going to simulate past the trade deadline, and we're still hoping to make a playoff push. At the end of 2022, Giannis has completed the Wendy's 4-for-4, 4 straight MVPs, 29, 15, and 6, you know. Jalen Suggs, Rookie of the Year, 17, 5, and 7. James Bouknight, I believe he's also a rookie, 6th Man of the Year. Giannis, Defensive Player of the Year. James Wiseman, Most Improved at 21, 13, 3, and 2. Wow, amazing year for James Wiseman. And Stan Van Gundy of the Pelicans is first in the Western Conference and the Coach of the Year. So here are the All-NBA teams, the All-Defensive teams, and the All-Rookie teams. We have no one again. We're 45 and 37, and the 6th seed in the Eastern Conference. Our player stats are as shown, not the rookie report. Good try. There we are. Pascal Siakam averaged 18, 6.5, and 3.5. Buddy Hield averaged 17, 3, and 2.5. Precious was our 3rd leading scorer. Kyle Lowry, 15 and 7. OG, he did better, 13 and 4. Pretty not great shooting splits though this year. Not exactly sure what to do with him. Fred VanVleet, 12.5 off the bench. And Capella honestly only averaged 8.5 and 12. We might let him walk and have either Boucher or Achiuwa be our starting center. Boucher did well off the bench, and Desmond Bane was the last guy getting minutes in the rotation. averaging 6 points as a rookie. So, or as a second-year player, I should say. So our first matchup is against the Milwaukee Bucks. Let's see our coaching, what the rotation is. They want Van Vliet starting and Buddy Hield to come off the bench. I guess I'll allow that to happen for right now. Scotty Lewis has been called back up. He's an 83. Okay, so we have some things to attend to on this in this lineup, I think. So I'm gonna make the new rotation, and I'll see you guys when I make. So this is the new rotation I've come up with. Kyle Lowry getting 30, Van Vliet getting 30, Anunoby 28, Siakam 35, and Capella 28, with Achua 25 off the bench, Scotty Lewis 24, Buddy Hield 22, and Chris Boucher with 18 off of the bench, and the rest of the guys not getting minutes. So in the first round, as you can see, this is what the matchup looks like. Got Drew Holiday, DiVincenzo, Middleton, Antetokounmpo, and Nicholas Claxton. So we're going to go game by game. We win game 1. Oh, I forgot that you can't simulate game by game in 2K without pressing play game and then pressing simulate, but that takes super long. But we're still going to do it. 1-1. Actually, no, we're not. We're going to simulate the round. It's 2-1 us, 2-2, 3-2 Bucks, and we're going to simulate this one with Simcast. We take a big lead in the first quarter. They come back and take a big lead in the second quarter. Pretty close going into the fourth, and it looks like we're probably going to lose this game unless we make a huge comeback. And it looks like that's not going to happen, and we get eliminated in the first round of the playoffs in 6 games to the Milwaukee Bucks. We're going to simulate the playoffs, and we're going to do one more year. I'll let you guys know whenever we do something in the offseason. It'll probably be at the draft. We'll probably pick someone with our 22nd, probably pick something around there. And team options, player options, and everything else that happens in the offseason. So I'll see you guys there. And in case you're wondering, the Pelicans are the 2022 champions with Zion Williamson, who's already a 94, averages 35 points per game. Jesus Christ. So with our 20th pick, we took Cam Fletcher, a small forward out of Kentucky. He seems like one of the best guys left on the draft board. I don't think we have a second round pick this year either, which we don't. So if we go to rookie signings, Cam Fletcher's a 75 overall. We did have a second round pick, 69 overall. Now we're going to sign him. 75 overall is pretty good for that pick. We're going to accept Kyle Lowry's team option just because I think that we should. Precious Achiuwa and Desmond Bane, we're also going to accept their team options. We're probably not going to do too much at free agency as we accepted Kyle Lowry's player option, or team option, I should say. So in moratorium, we're just going to have to kind of fill out the rotation, but I like what our team is looking like right now. We could sign Norman Powell back. I actually think I'm going to do that on a little bit of a 1+1 deal as well for about $7 million. We don't really need another small forward. A power forward wouldn't be terrible. Chris Boucher we're going to re-sign. We'll give him 2 years, $20 million. I think it's a fair offer for Chris Boucher right now. So we'll give him that, and we'll throw a minimum contract or something to power forward. Doug McDermott is a power forward now? Okay, I guess they changed that, I think. I don't think he was that one before. We'll go Vic Law, just because I don't even know who this is, and we'll give him $4 million. So Norman Powell, Chris Boucher, and Vic Law all accept their deals. I'm not sure if we'll be able to sign Vic Law. Actually, I'm not going to sign Vic Law, just in case it doesn't let us get them all back. See, that's what I was afraid of, is that it wasn't going to let us. I even pressed the A button, but it did not unselect him, so that's really unfortunate. And we probably didn't get Norman Powell back, which kind of sucks. But we don't really have anything else to do in free agency. We re-signed Chris Boucher, and we got one of Norman Powell or Vic Law. I don't know which one of them it gave us, but we'll figure that out. And we're going to go to player progression, and we're going to see what our team is looking like now. Kyle Lowry and Fred VanVleet are both declining, so we might have to figure out one of those 2 guard spots. Matt Thomas accepts his qualifying offer. So Siakam's an 86. Scotty Lewis went up to an 85. Jesus Christ. OG Anunoby's an 84. Precious is an 83. Capella's an 83. I thought he was expiring, but I guess he wasn't. Buddy Hield's 81. Lowry's down to an 80, and VanVleet's down to a 79. So this is what the team is looking like right now, and I think we have some decisions to make with this backcourt. So once we get to the season, I will let you know if we have any trades to kind of shake up this roster and win a championship in 2023, year 3 of this rebuild. So this is a trade that I found. Cam Fletcher, Vic Law, Clint Capella, Emmanuel Mudiay, and a second-round pick for Damian Dotson, 2 firsts, Gerald Brantley, and Mitchell Robinson. So this is a trade that we're going to do. We're going to bring Mitchell Robinson to the team. And then after that, there's one more trade that I want to make. I like how the team is looking right now. We still do have Buddy Hield and Fred VanVleet off of the bench. And because Fred VanVleet's still on a 1+1 deal and declining fast, I think that he is the guy that unfortunately has to go. I'm going to throw in some picks that we've gotten in recent trades because we actually have accumulated a good amount of picks. And see if we can get something back for him that can yield us kind of a star to help us win this season. So we just did the last trade that we're going to do during this rebuild, I'm pretty sure. I'll go to the transaction report. We traded Fred VanVleet and 2 first-round picks for Spencer Dinwiddie. And after that, this is going to be our final rotation. Spencer Dinwiddie, Scotty Lewis, OG Anunoby, Pascal Siakam, and Mitchell Robinson, with Precious Achiuwa, Buddy Hield, Kyle Lowry, and Chris Boucher off of our bench. We still have Desmond Bane as well, but he's not going to get minutes for right now. And system proficiency, we're still running 3.5 balance. That's going to be our best lineup. And we're going to simulate the season and hope this team can make the playoffs. We still don't have that humongous star, but we've set up this team well for the future with Scotty Lewis. OG Anunoby's still young. Pascal Siakam's in his prime. Mitchell Robinson is still young. Precious Achiuwa is very young. And we still have our veteran leader in Kyle Lowry here. We still have OG Anunoby and Siakam here. And I think we built a very good team around here in Toronto. And if they didn't win this year, they'd probably win sometime in the future. But our goal is to win now. So let's simulate the regular season and see if we can come out on top as champions. And in 2023, we have a 50-win season once again for the Toronto Raptors. Luka Doncic is your MVP, averaging 33, 9.8, and 11.5. God, trash. Couldn't even average a triple-double. Patrick Baldwin, Rookie of the Year. Okay. Mohamed Banda pointing to the sky. 6th Man of the Year. Cool. Giannis, Defensive Player of the Year. Cool. He didn't win MVP for once. RJ Barrett, Most Improved Player on Detroit. What? This would be his 4th season, right? No, this is his 5th season, so I guess he could leave. But the Knicks wouldn't have matched it. Idiots. And Rick Carlisle looking like a thumb is the Coach of the Year, 16-22. So here are the All-NBA teams. We didn't have any All-Stars, but we could possibly have an All-NBA member. We don't. Anyone on a defensive team? No. And anyone on the rookie team? Also, no. So, we are the 3rd seed this year, going against the 6th-seeded Chicago Bulls. So if we look at their team, they have Kobe White, Jalen Harris, Patrick Williams, Lauri Markkanen, and Jonas Valanciunas. I think we're definitely better than this team. I'm going to go to the coach game plan. Spencer Dinwiddie, Scotty Lewis, OG Anunoby, Pascal Siakam, and Mitchell Robinson, Precious Achiuwa, Buddy Hield, Kyle Lowry, and Chris Boucher. This is going to be our final lineup, and let's see how far they can bring us in the playoffs. So we're going to simulate this first round. I do have a lot of confidence that we can at least make it out of this first round. No. 2-2, come on. 3-2, come on. There we go. We make it out of the first round, and now we're going to be playing this Boston Celtics team in the second round. Isaiah Joe, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Isaiah Todd, and Wendell Carter Jr. We have OG Anunoby guarding Tatum, Scotty Lewis guarding Brown. Those are 2 pretty good perimeter defenders. We do have him beat in the other 3 positions. This is definitely going to be a tough one, but we're going to simulate the round, and if it gets close, we're going to hop in. 1-1, 2-1, we're up. 3-1, we're up. Come on, don't blow a 3-1 lead. 3-2, 4-2. We make it to the conference finals. Going against the Philadelphia 76ers, they still have Simmons and Embiid. They have Tyrese Maxey, James Bouknight, Ben Simmons, Tobias Harris, and Joel Embiid. This is definitely a tough team, but there's definitely a shot we could make it out of this round. I am going to make some defensive adjustments for this round, and I'll be back once I make them. So I made a few quick changes to our rotation, made a few defensive adjustments, mostly just sagging off of Ben Simmons and playing very tight on Joel Embiid, and a few things with the ball screens, staying attached and stuff, hedging, you know, the basic stuff. So we're going to simulate this round, and if it gets like 2-2, I'm going to simulate game by game. We're up 2-0, we're up 3-0, 3-1, 3-2, 4-2, and we've made the finals. Okay, that's really good. I was really scared we were going to blow that 3-0 lead for a second. Had me on the edge of my seat. But Pascal Siakam in this closeout game, 21-5-5. Buddy Hield, 25-3. Precious Achiuwa, OG Anunoby, Spencer Dinwiddie, Scotty Lewis, Kyle Lowry, and Mitchell Robinson. Almost our entire team in double figures as we win by 8 points. I've noticed that I haven't been showing the stats between each round, so I'm going to show the closeout game stats for this series as well. Spencer Dinwiddie had 24 and 9, and Precious Achiuwa had 20 and 18. Hield at 19, Robinson had 18 and 18, and Siakam had 12, 8 and 5 in the closeout game against the Celtics, although he shot 5 for 18, probably spinning into bad shots. And in this game 6 against the Chicago Bulls, Spencer Dinwiddie had 21 and 11. Lowry had 20 off the bench. Scotty Lewis, Mitchell Robinson, OG, Buddy Hield, Siakam, and Achiuwa all in double figures once again. So much double-digit scoring for this team. I'm going to show the playoff stats really quickly as we enter our finals matchup. We have Dinwiddie averaging 21 and 9, Siakam averaging 17, 7 and 4, Precious averaging 17 and 9, Hield averaging 15, and OG averaging 14 on very good shooting splits as well, 52 and 47%. Scotty Lewis averaging 12, Robinson averaging 12 and 12, and Lowry averaging 10 off the bench in what could be his final hurrah. He is 36 years old. So we have this finals matchup against the Denver Nuggets. They have Jamal Murray, Kyrie Thomas, Michael Porter Jr., Rudy Gobert at the 4, and Jokic at the 5. It's a weird team. Let's see how we can handle them. They win the first game by 25 points, I believe that is. Michael Porter Jr. had 28, Jokic had 27. Rudy Gobert was terrible, and they still won. OG had 21, Mitchell Robinson had 20, Dinwiddie had 15, Precious with 14, Hield and Siakam also in double figures. Let's see if we can come back in game 2. I'm going to have to press play game and then simulate again. Get to the middle right there. We're down 2-0. They won that one by 13. Jamal Murray had 33. Jokic had close to a triple-double, while Dinwiddie was our leading scorer with 20. Well-balanced scoring again, but does not appear like that's going to get us the win in this series. We might have to have someone go off for a big scoring night. So let's hope we can get that in this game 3. And the Nuggets are up 3-0. They beat us by 26 in this game. OG had 24. A lot of double-digit scoring, but it does not appear like we're going to win this final series. I'm just going to press simulate round. We come back 3-1, come back 3-2. Hold up. We won that last game by 3 points. Jamal Murray had 24 and 5, but Dinwiddie had 32 and 8, and Hield had 30. Those are the big games that we needed. And in game 4, let's see if someone... OG and Dinwiddie both had over 24 points. So we're finally getting some big scoring performances. Let's simulate with Simcast and see if we can force a Game 7 in the NBA Finals. It's close going into halftime. We have a good third quarter. We're up by about 10. We're up by about 20. And we are going to go to Game 7, coming back from a 3-0 deficit. I'm going to change the rotation. I'm probably going to go to an 8-man rotation. Chris Boucher is not going to get minutes. We're going to have all of our big dogs playing minutes. They have started Buddy Hield. I guess it's working, so we'll keep it, but we'll have Scotty Lewis getting 32 off the bench, Achiuwa getting 28, and Kyle Lowry getting 22 minutes off the bench. 1 game away from his second NBA championship, and the Raptors are 1 game away from their second NBA championship in the last 4 years. So, simulate with Simcast. Game 7 against the Denver Nuggets. Here we go. We take a lead in the first quarter. They're going to come back in the second quarter. It's going to be close after halftime. They're up by about 5. We take the lead in the fourth quarter. It's within 5 with 2.5 minutes left. We're up by 7 with 1.5 minutes. We're up by 8 with 1.5 minutes left. And it looks like we are going to win the 2023 NBA Finals. After being down 3-0 in the NBA Finals, it looks like we're going to win. I'll see you guys for the last few seconds of the game and for the celebration at the end. So we're in the game right now. I'm going to choose sides and I'm going to go to the middle, so I'm not actually playing. We're up by 9 with 42 seconds left. I don't particularly like this camera angle, but I guess this is what we're dealing with. They're probably going to try to force up a 3 right here. Jokic steps inside the line and he misses. And with that, I'm going to actually switch sides to the Raptors, so we can check out the stats of everybody real quick. Kyle Lowry's on the floor, had 10, 4, and 5. Precious Achiuwa had 12 and 9 in this final game. Scotty Lewis had 8. Mitchell Robinson had 16 and 8. OG Anunoby had 5 and 6. So it must have been someone off of our
someone not in the game, Spencer Dinwiddie or Pascal Siakam, that really contributed to this Game 7 win in the NBA Finals on the Denver Nuggets home floor. They're going to try to force up a shot. They're not going to get a good one. With 3 seconds left, they're going to hit a 3, make it a 6-point game, but the Toronto Raptors are going to be the 2023 NBA champions. Kyle Lowry gets his second championship, like I said, and we're going to see who they give the Finals MVP to. Pascal Siakam going crazy. You see it on the screen there. Champions Raptors. Buddy Hield and I think that's Scotty Lewis getting dummy hype. So OG Anunoby holding up the trophy. I believe in the next scene it should show who is the Finals MVP. So Spencer Dinwiddie is your Finals MVP. Amazing trade we made in that last season in order to get Spencer Dinwiddie. And we're going to see Spencer Dinwiddie and I believe that's OG Anunoby, Mitchell Robinson, Buddy Hield with the Finals trophy. The whole squad with the Finals trophy posing for it. So in the box score, Jokic had 32, 9, and 4. Devontae Graham had 20, and RJ Hampton had 15, 6, and 6. Buddy Hield had 35 on 6 for 10 3-point shooting in this closeout Game 7. Siakam had 20, and Dinwiddie had 18 and 7. Ooh, got my 15 VC. Let's go. Spencer Dinwiddie, playing 33 minutes a game, had 17 points per game and 8 rebounds per game. We didn't have a bona fide star on this team, but we built a really well-balanced roster with Siakam, Robinson, Scotty Lewis, OG Anunoby, and Spencer Dinwiddie, with Precious Achiuwa, Buddy Hield, Kyle Lowry, Chris Boucher, and Desmond Bane. We got Lowry another championship before he retires. I wouldn't be surprised if he retires after this year. And we have successfully and somewhat realistically rebuilt the Toronto Raptors in a matter of 3 seasons. Looks like Kyle Lowry decided not to call it quits, but maybe we'll say just for the storyline that he did decide to call it quits and went out a champion. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know how realistic you thought it was and how good you thought the rebuild was. Make sure to leave a comment and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and peace out.